Hey guys, welcome to Pheas Airsoft, where today I'm going to unbox this CYMA CM.351 pump action shotgun. So a quick note on safety: if I'm unboxing, shooting down range, doing disassemblies, I always make sure I'm nice and safe. So I've always got eye protection on just in case something happens. Make sure mags are out and empty, and obviously unless I'm doing the shooting. Obviously that's using chrono, and make sure that there's no ammunition left in anything as well. So make sure you're doing the same. Hi guys, and welcome back. If you do enjoy this content today, please do like and subscribe because you're going to really help me out. So today we're going to unbox this CYMA CM.351 budget pump action shotgun. We had it in a recent order from Taiwan Gun. I'll put a link to that down below and a direct link to Taiwan Gun to this specific model as well. So this costs us about £32 and includes one shell. It's a tri-shot shotgun with a fixed hop, and it claims to be about 250 FPS, which we'll check out in a little while. So the box itself is nothing too special, just plain brown with a nice little picture on the front, which is quite nice to see what's in there. Obviously there's a few different variants, and we're confirming the 351. So in there you get the usual cellophane. You got your anime Polish English safety and a target. You got your little bag of BBs. There is your one and only shell. A little bit disappointed that they've only stuck one shell in there. I feel like they could have quite easily put 3 in there, considering that the MP003 had 3 mags in there. This has only got the one shell, but the shells are really cheap as it is anyway. You get a speed loader as well, and there it is, the piece de resistance, the pump action shotgun, the 351 itself. There's a cleaning rod in there as well. We'll get rid of that. In fact, I'll keep hold of the shell. So the shotgun itself then, it's a little bit possibly shorter than the MP003B. Definitely much lighter. It's nowhere near as heavy. I assume a lot of the weight on the MP003 was the heat shield, but this is definitely lighter. So if you're looking for somebody that wants a lighter feeling shotgun, this is definitely a good option because it's significantly lighter. The pistol grip is hollow, but it's actually really comfortable. I've got quite big hands, and that's actually really comfortable to get my hands around, particularly at the top, with a safety there at the top as well. That is a metal trigger as well, so there's a little bits of metal highlights on here. If I look down the barrel, hopefully I can get that around. There you go. You can see that that is a tri-shot barrel. So you've got a fixed hop up in there. You put 30 BBs in your little shell. Every pump of this cocking handle, charging handle, cocking handle. Every charge of it allows 3 BBs into 3 little chambers, and then the pistons release and it fires them all out the front. To get the mag in, to get the shell in, you've got a little button here that you pull on, and the door nicely springs open. I do like that. And the shell goes in and clicks in like that, and the door closes. And you just pump it. Now that's definitely a tougher pump than on the MP003. There's a lot more pressure required than that. I pull the trigger, you get the usual hard thwack out there. Obviously it is dry fired, which we don't usually encourage because it could cause issues, but just to get you to hear the sound of it. And then to change the mag, you mag release it. Now the shell, I would like it to fling out on its own, but it doesn't. You need to keep the mag release catch back and pull the shell out yourself. Now with gloves on, that might be a little bit tricky and not the easiest of jobs to do to get that shell in. At which point you chuck another shell in. Again, this mag catches in the way. I'm just going to pull that back out of the way. There we go. Lock it back down. The mag hatch is also metal. This is metal. Now I would assume it's probably cheap monkey metal, so probably won't last that long before it breaks, particularly if it gets knocked or caught on anything. I would have thought that's probably going to shear off at some point. Aesthetically, I like it. I'm not sure I like it as much as the MP003. I will do next week a comparison of the MP003 versus the 351, probably just to look at them both, length and things like that. So let's go and have a look at some footage of it firing first through the chrono, and then we'll see where we stand. Safety Pheas. 352. Wow, they're sky high. There's not even an adjustable up on this, and they are absolutely skying. They're literally all over the place, skying and pulling off to the left. There's virtually no breeze. Empty. Still skying slightly, but much better, getting out to just short of 40 metres. Definitely better and more consistent than the twos. Done. So I'm back from doing the shooting tests and things. What we found is it's actually doing about 350 FPS. Now, Taiwan list it as 250 FPS. It is definitely 100 FPS or more higher than that. For some reason, our footage, I didn't realise until much later when I actually got around to checking it all, just before I filmed this, because this is, you know, sort of the first part and this part are done quite a distance apart over time. A lot of the chronoing shots didn't record for some reason, but rest assured that it is averaging at 350 FPS. Probably, if anything, slightly higher. I would expect, because it's brand new, it probably will settle to just below 300 FPS. And the set hop in there, as you could see from the little bit of shooting footage there, the set hop is far too high for a 0.2 gram BB. They were absolutely sky high in. They were sort of getting maybe 30, 35-ish meters out at the most before they were just absolutely curling up and going to the sky. Who knows where they were coming back down. We put the 2.5s in though, and it got a lot more consistent, and it was shooting a lot better. Still, the odd BB would drop off early or curl off in a different direction, and I assume over time that'll get better. Maybe the barrels just need a good clean, as we sometimes find with some of these cheap soft sort of Chinese guns. Is a good barrel clean will often be all that's wrong with them. But the 2.5 gram BBs did definitely go towards the sky a little bit, but shot a lot further before that started to happen. I think by the 0.28 gram BB sort of point, you're going to be in a much better place, and you're not going to get that lift. Now at 40 meters for a CQB weapon, that's pretty damn impressive. That's competing at woodland sort of levels. You know, a little bit of field craft sneaking about. This is the kind of thing that you could sort of get into a good position, and it's more of a case of picking your shots as opposed to sort of you know, rate of fire and suppression, weight of fire being the main thing there. In terms of the shells themselves, I do like that it's a tri-shot, but they can be a little bit inconsistent where they're going. You know, 10 shots where that's going to be over pretty damn quickly, particularly if you've got sort of you know, a heavier pull and you're trying to do that rapidly in a battle. In a woodland, that's probably going to put you at quite a big disadvantage. In a CQB setting, if you're sort of just poking around a corner, one quick trigger pull, this is probably going to work pretty damn well for those situations. Now, as I said in the previous video, the MP003 video, I am a big wuss when it comes to CQB, and I don't like getting hurt. But this makes me, again, like that shotgun, this makes me want to go out and try it and take some of these shotguns, have a cracking day, and just see how well I can get on with just some shotguns. I just think it'd be a lot of fun. Using these sorts of setups, I just think they'd be absolutely brilliant. So £32 for an all plastic. Oh no, I tell like the outer barrel. The outer barrel is actually metal. That's probably where the weight in the front is coming from, is that outer barrel. From the looks of it in there, it is all plastic otherwise in there. It seemed to feed and shoot reliably. What it didn't like is I did try the shell out of the Double Eagle M56, and it did not like that shell at all. It seemed to only like its own CYMA shell. So keep in mind, it's probably worth just buying the CYMA shells to put into here to use them. They are an absolute bargain, and if you're looking for something to just, you know, chuck on a sort of carabiner clip and attach to your back webbing or something like that, put a little two-point sling on it, chuck it over a shoulder, you know, sort of, this is going to be ideal for that sort of thing, just as an extra little weapon. It is pretty damn cool, I'll be honest. And at 32 quid, you can't go wrong. It's one of those kind of ones where you just think, do you know what, right at the end of the order, you've got sort of £35 left in your budget, you know, I'll just stick one on it, you know. It's one of those kind of things. Longevity, I would love to hear from somebody who's run one or had one longer term. How well has it held up? You know, have you had any issues with it? I would have thought, with it being all plastic internals, the sears in there probably going to fail at some point. As you would expect with a sniper rifle, its sears will eventually fail. Are they going to go sooner or later? I honestly don't know. So I would love to hear in the comments, if you've got one of these, how is it holding up longer term after 3, 4, 5, 6 game days sort of thing? Is it still with you? Is it still working? Has it been worth the 35-ish pounds to you? So I'm going to leave the usual photos. Hope you've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed it immensely. It's quite an interesting little piece of kit. And please do make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.